Elizabeth Williamson, the Executive Director of the Handweavers Guild of America. Welcome to our 12th day of giving. HGA is trying to raise $36,000 by December 31st so we can match last year's donations. Thanks to our generous donors, we are more than halfway to our goal. We still need to raise $16,500 to reach it. These past 11 days, our board of directors and the managing editor of Shuttle, Spindle, and Die Pot have shared with you their stories. It's been moving to hear why fiber art is so important to them. I am not a fiber artist, but I grew up around art. It all began with my grandmother. Here you see a picture of me as a child with her and my mom. My grandmother was an amazing artist. When she was 18, she drew the ads for Reich's department store. I have some of her sketches hanging on my wall. She had 4 daughters who were all artistic. She had a home studio, and as a child, for me, it was always a place of wonder. Art covered the walls, and art was a big part of our family. Projects were shared at holidays, and there were always art supplies to keep her 8 grandchildren busy. As I grew older, I fell in love with the performing arts, and it's that which brings me to where I am today. When I was in 8th grade, I was a volunteer tutor, and during Right to Read Week, us tutors were asked to put on a play for the school. No one wanted to take lead on the project, so I went to the library and found 2 plays, which everyone ended up agreeing on. But then nobody wanted to direct, so I ended up directing both plays and playing the lead in one. That play was called Snow White and the Dwarfs, but it's not the Snow White that you're familiar with. In this Snow White, the dwarves were a rock band, and I played the evil queen. The boy who was the woodsman had been in the prior play, and shortly after this picture was taken, he was supposed to appear on stage, but he didn't. He hadn't finished his costume change, and so I had to ad-lib. It ended up being the funniest part of the play. Afterwards, all my classmates told me how great I was and that I should be an actor. And then when I returned to my homeroom, at the end of the day, my teacher called me to his desk and he said, "Elizabeth, sign your name on this piece of paper." I said, I was very concerned. I said, "Why?" And he said, "Just do it." So I signed my name, and then he said, "Now date it." And I dated it. And he said, "When you're a famous actress, I'm going to call you up and see if you remember me." And that was such a pivotal moment because keep in mind, I was also a very shy child. And so to be recognized by my peers, by my teacher, it really stuck with me. And I will never forget that feeling. So when I went to high school, I thought, maybe I'll be an actor. And I auditioned for our fall play. After my audition, the director pulled me aside and said she had to cast the seniors because there were not many parts and it was their last year. And I was okay with that. I thought, okay, well, next year. But there was no next year. Funding was cut, and there were no more school plays. But the visual arts were always part of my life. And it was around that time that I really connected with art. I remember looking at a flower and for the first time, really seeing it and being able to put what I saw on paper. From there, it flourished. And it was an art class and my friends from art class that gave me a sense of belonging in my rural school that was so focused on sports. I would have never dreamt that my love for the arts would have taken me to where I am today. I've been a talent agent booking bands. I've ran a children's theater and an art center. And what I love about all of it is the sense of belonging that the art community brings to so many. Today, I enjoy painting ornaments for my family and friends. But I imagine if my grandmother or my mother were weavers, that instead of drawing and painting, I would be weaving. Yesterday, you heard from Sally, our managing editor, and all the HGA staff are creatives. Kathy is a weaver, as is Julia. Ingrid is a spinner and dabbles in a variety of fiber arts. Dana does embroidery and during COVID experimented with weaving plants. And Mandy is currently using graphic design in her work to save historic buildings. There is so much chaos in the world today, and so many worthy organizations that need your attention. It's easy to get overwhelmed, but if you can, please fund the arts and HGA. In the past 3 years, HGA has doubled our programming without doubling our membership fees. Many of our virtual programs are free or the fee is minimal. These programs have given access to many who can't afford to go to Convergence or a regional conference. It has given a sense of community to those who live in rural areas or without access to a local guild. And more importantly, it has brought so many of us together. I feel like we know our members so much better thanks to our virtual programs. We are passionate about the work we do, and we need your help to continue it. No gift is too small, but for the first 5 people to donate $300 or more today, in appreciation of your support, we will offer you a complimentary Convergence value package to attend Convergence in Wichita this summer. You can donate online at weavespendi.org, or if you prefer to donate by phone or check, you can call 678-730-0010 to make a pledge. A member of our staff will return your call when we return to the office after the holiday. Thank you for listening to my message and for supporting HGA's mission to educate, support, and inspire the fiber art community. Happy holidays.